Hello and welcome to a SMITE video. Now today we're going to be talking about Tyr. This is a warrior in the past that I will admit I did not like. So there is that. This is a request video that I should have made months ago but I didn't because there you go. So what I'm going to show you now is my standard solo Tyr start. For me, I normally go with something like this. This is pretty much my standard Tyr start. I will go into teleport, I'll go into bluestone, boots, and I'll get that many potions. That's it. The reason for this is pretty simple. Tyr is an ability-based warrior, and as a result, ability-based warriors love bluestone. You get that extra mana, which means you can cast one ability, pretty much for Tyr. Plus as well, they take extra damage over time, and any enemies also take extra damage over time. So, some people are going to be asking a very simple question now, which is, how do you level Tyr? What do you level first? Honestly, for me, I've been leveling the power cleave. For some people, this is going to be slightly confusing, so allow me to explain. When you are fighting against camps, the worst thing you can do, especially if you are with a jungler, is to basically fearless them into nothing. Or fearless them and then they miss. Power cleave first is superior, especially when it comes to clearing camps, because you don't interrupt the other jungler. Plus as well, it does flat 80 damage, which is quite nice, compared to fearless, which is 80, but it does it over time. So power cleave is also on a shorter cooldown, which means it does more damage over time. Simple, easy. After that, I will go into the change stance. Tyr has a very weak early game, so what I will normally do is I will fearless, power cleave, the wave, switch stance, dash into it, heal off of it, and at this point I would have used a potion or two. Simple as that. It's very hard to kill you, especially in the early game if you do this, because you have a heal, you have an extra dash, you're slightly difficult to kill. The 10 protections cannot be overstated, especially early game. That's still going to save you. That is going to save you a lot. After that, I pretty much change the leveling order depending on the situation. So, say you're at level 4, you have a choice. Do you want to have better wave clear, which you get fearless, or do you see kill potential? If you see kill potential, you go with the power cleave. If not, you go with the fearless. For me, normally I'll go the fearless, and then I will go with, what was it? Then I will go with, actually, I can't remember the order. Oh yeah, then I'll go, if I don't have kill potential, I'll go fearless, and then I will go power cleave or fearless, depending at this stage. Now you saw there I did skip my ultimate point, which you can do with Tyr. There's no problem. You can do something like that, it's fine. You can also level up the fearless straight away. Tyr has so many situations where you can literally do something like this and it is fine. You have no problem with leveling up whatever. Ideally though, you do want to level up the fearless and the power cleave as quickly as possible, because that is your main combo, and the power cleave does have a cooldown reduction, which means you can use it twice, especially when you have your fearless, which means you do more damage again. But Tyr is one of those warriors which doesn't really have a set order in which you level stuff. It just depends on what's going on at the moment. You can also then, at the end, pretty much just level whatever you feel is needed, like that. So Tyr is incredibly situational when it comes to his leveling order, which is nice. After that, I literally go into warrior tab, and then from here I build defense and cooldown. Normally my build looks something like this currently at the moment. That is, you can make 20% cooldown work on Tyr. You can also as well make 30% cooldown work on Tyr, but I just like to maximize it. That's just me. Tyr is an ability-based warrior. As well, you want pen in order to do more damage. Simple as that. So, that's pretty much my standard Tyr build at the moment. You can make variations depending on the matchup, counter build, etc, etc. For me though, I haven't found much success when it comes to building Frostbound Hammer on Tyr, but it can work in certain matchups and you do want to do it. Again, you don't have to build more cooldown, you can get away with 20% and it is possible to play with. It means you have to be much more smart when it comes to your decisions and you can't miss your abilities, but it is possible to do. Simple as that. You will notice though, I don't build any crit on Tyr, I don't build anything like fancy like stone cutting sword at all. I did say you could build Frostbound Hammer, and yes, that is one of the items you can build. I wouldn't build something like Quinn's, because Tyr is an ability based warrior, he doesn't really scale off of attack speed. So, tips on Tyr and how to play him. Simple, really. I don't claim to be the best Tyr in the world, so take these with a grain of salt. I normally like to do one basic attack, and then Fearless, and then Power Cleave. Now you will notice something there, I did sort of show it off, which is Tyr actually can push people pretty far. If you get the timing right between your Fearless and Power Cleave, you can actually throw someone quite a distance, meaning you can displace them. And it goes further if you get the timing exactly right. So, let's see if I can do it. There we go. What I managed to do there is I managed to actually throw him further than he should have went. That is because, for whatever reason, that works. I don't know why, but it just works. This is actually rather useful, especially if you can get the timing right and you can do it consistently, because this means you can pretty much displace people further than they would want to be. You can also pull them into your team, which is pretty much what Tyr does. Tyr wants to go up to mages or hunters that just use their escapes or force them to use their escapes, and then he basically wants to fearless them into his team or into a wall, and then allow his jungler or whoever to get him. Tyr has a couple initiations. Normally you will see Tyrs pick up Blink though, because Blink is actually really good on Tyr, because Tyr can use Blink in so many different ways. The standard Tyr combo is normally something like this. Fearless in defense mode, Power Cleave into wall, they use their escape, Tyr uses his ultimate, Tyr then blinks in, and then Power Cleaves them. Normally it goes something like that. You can also do variations on it as well, so you could do something like this if you really wanted to. They use their escape, you chase them, then you ult them. There are so many variations when it comes to using Tyr's abilities that it is sort of mind-boggling, if I'm honest with you. For some people, they're gonna go, wow, that sounds simple. Yes, it is. It's slightly hard to pull off, especially consistently. Tyr does, however, have a very big hitbox, especially when it comes to this fearless. You don't have to have them directly in front of you. For the longest period of time I've made this mistake, you can just be a little bit off on the side and you can actually still do it, which is nice. It does take a bit of practice to get used to, and latency does factor in. So, there is that. As for whether or not I would recommend Tyr, currently at the moment, yeah, Tyr is actually not bad. Tyr is rather good. I found Tyr to work quite well with early game junglers and mid game junglers. Junglers that can complement him, because he doesn't have the best clear at the moment, or he doesn't have the best clear in general, especially early on, but you can make him work. If you're curious how to make him work, it's rather simple. You fearless the wave, you power cleave, then you dash, and then you do the other one and you heal up, taking away any poke damage. Tyr is incredibly safe. Tyr is, I would say, one of the 3 immortal warriors where they are very hard to kill, and you have to try pretty hard to kill them. He is a very safe ability based solo laner. He's very hard to use, he's all about positioning, and I've actually started to enjoy him. So, there you go. He is difficult to use though. There's no way around it. Now, I have seen some people use Jungle Tyr, and you can actually do Jungle Tyr. Jungle Tyr, basically you want to focus mainly on as much confirming damage as possible. As a result, Jungle Tyrs will normally level up the power cleave to do as much damage as you can, as opposed to the fearless, whereas the solo laners will probably normally level up the fearless. As I said, it depends on kill potential. So there's that. So I know some people are going to say, but what about a jungle tier build? I will admit I haven't played him in jungle, but if I was going to, then I would be going with something that gives you a lot of sustain. Something that complements Tyr's kit design. So I'd be something like this, in all honesty. Something like that, honestly, would work for Tyr. Especially in jungle, you get a lot of pen, a lot of power. Well, some power, some defense. That's pretty much how I would build a jungle Tyr. It's not the best in the entire world, but if you look, the damage is actually really, really strong. If you look at this, you can see you're hitting for what? Actually, that's actually higher than I was expecting it to be. But you can see he's almost hitting for his the same amount that his ultimate would hit for. And you have pen, so you're going to swing. This is a jungle Tyr build, and he just swings, especially if you can solo a squishy. Well, if you can find a squishy, you can hurt them a lot, and you're going to be pretty difficult for them to kill. So there is that. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time. Hope you enjoyed the video, and there you go. I was going to have some Tyr gameplay, but I thought it's just better to just practice in there. Just mess around in jungle practice because my Tyr is still a bit mediocre. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.